So today we have seen the epidemiology of lung cancer, and she has also mentioned about the targeted therapies and immunotherapy, and the response to targeted therapy and immunotherapies. So I will be presenting about nursing responsibilities in administration of targeted therapy and immunotherapy in lung cancer. Targeted therapy uses drugs to target specific genes and proteins that are involved in growth and survival of cancer cells. Biomarker studies help identify these protein changes in genes which may be due to mutation, addition or deletions in DNA arrangements. There are various investigations that are done before we go on for targeted therapy so as to check out which gene is being affected and which gene can be targeted so as to control the growth of the tumor. Immunotherapy uses immune checkpoint inhibitors to kill cancer cells. So as Rashmi has mentioned, immunotherapy will boost up the immune system of the patient and help the patient to fight back the cancer cells. Targeted therapy and immunotherapy in advanced lung cancer has drastically improved the quality of life and overall survival rate. Let's see the different drugs that are used in lung cancer. Drugs that target tumor blood vessel growth, that is angiogenesis. When there is any tumor or any growth, cancerous growth has a rich blood supply. So these drugs are targeting the angiogenesis, that is they are stopping the blood supply to the tumor, thereby arresting the growth of the tumor. These are bevacizumab, that is Avastin, which is a monoclonal antibody, ramucirumab, that is it is also monoclonal antibody. The side effects of these drugs are the patients will have infusion reaction, may have abnormal cardiac rhythms, high blood pressure, fatigue, bleeding tendencies, low WBC counts, headache, mucositis, anorexia and diarrhea. The drugs that target the KRAS gene changes is sotorasib, and it is in the form of oral tablets. The side effects of these drugs are diarrhea, muscle pain, nausea, vomiting, fatigue, cough, low WBC count and changes in the biochemistry parameters of the patient. The EGFR targeting genes, the drugs that are targeting the EGFR gene is erlotinib, afatinib, geftinib, osimertinib and dacotinib. These are all available in target forms. All the drugs, most of the targeted therapy drugs are in the form of tablets. Side effects are skin reactions, diarrhea, mucositis and anorexia. The ALK genes are targeted by crizotinib, ceritinib, allotinib, brigatinib and lorlatinib. The side effects are mostly similar to those of the EGFR targeting drugs, and in this case vision abnormalities are also seen. The drugs targeting ROS1 genes are those acting on ALK genes also. The side effects are similar, those seen along in the other drugs. Along with the inflammation of the lung, there is liver damage and peripheral neuropathy along with cardiac issues is seen in these patients. Drugs that target cells with BRAF genes are dabrafenib and trametinib. The side effects seen are skin thickening, rash, headache, fever, joint pain, hair loss and GI disturbances. And more severe side effects in this case include bleeding, irregular cardiac rhythms, liver and kidney issues. Now immunotherapy in lung cancer, these are PD-L1 inhibitors, and these drugs are nivolumab, pembrolizumab, atezolizumab and durvalumab. All these drugs are administered intravenously and are given with a gap of 1, 2, 3, 4 or 6 weeks as per the patient's protocol. The possible side effects that are seen in immunotherapy are fatigue, cough, constipation, nausea, itching and skin reactions, anorexia, GI disturbances and severe joint pain. And infusion reaction in case of immunotherapy include fever with chills, flushing of face, rash, wheezing, dizziness. Breathing difficulty may worsen if not promptly reported. Autoimmune reactions. Sometimes the autoimmune response due to these drugs may cause damage to important organs, which may call for stopping the drug and administration of corticosteroid to suppress the immune response. Now, what is the mode of administration? The systemic and regional mode of administration are oral, subcutaneous and intramuscular, intraarterial, intracavity and intravenous. But in this case, we are using only oral for the targeted therapy, and for immunotherapy, intravenous route is being used. Now, before administration, what is our duty? This is something that we all have been doing in our wards. It is just we are setting down the points. We need to have specially trained nurses who are going to administer these drugs. There should be minimal interruption and risk of contamination should be checked. The medicine should be prepared in biosafety cabinets. Check all the 6 rights of administration of medicines. Explain the procedure to obtain confidence and cooperation. Explain the relatives about the procedure. Personal protective equipment should be used while preparing the medicine. Non-absorbable, lint-free, long-sleeved gown which is front closed. Now, for drug preparation, preferably Luer lock syringes should be used so that there is no accidental disconnection of the syringe and spillage should not be occurring. When you are diluting the drug, slowly introduce along the wall of the vial. Protect drug leakage. For this, a sterile gauze or sponge can be held around the neck of the vial so that there is no spillage when we withdraw the needle from the vial. Use of Condorcet is essential for transfusion. The drug is labeled as anti-neoplastic. We have the cytotoxic label. So for immunotherapy also we are using the same label. Safe transportation from the preparation area to the patient's bedside. Knowledge about drug spillage management. In case if there is any drug spillage, the nurse should be well equipped with the knowledge that what has to be done for the spillage. For administration, informed drug consent is essential, and in this drug consent, side effects should be mentioned. Laboratory results should be within the acceptable range, that is hematological and biochemical studies. Hydration, antiemetics, anti-anxiety the drug should be administered as per the order, and patient's comfort should be given importance. The physician's written order and protocol sheet is an essential part before we start with the immunotherapy, immunotherapy, for that matter any drug. Written order is very essential part. Counter checking with 2 registered nurses on duty. This is something that we are doing regularly for chemotherapy, and we follow the same while giving immunotherapy also. Drugs are administered according to the policies and procedures. Use of infusion pump to regulate the desired flow rate. Documentation in nurses' notes and in the patient's file. In the wards, we do the documentation in nurses' notes, and when if the patient is coming in daycare, then there is also documentation in the patient's file on the protocol sheet. So both the places documentation should be done. And finally, disposal of articles that have been used. Patient preparation. Ensure that the patient has met his or her hygienic needs before we start with the therapy. Provide proper breakfast as per the diet prescribed. One relative has to be there with the patient when we are administering the drug. Cannulate a fresh vein for administration of the drug. Initially, the flow rate is kept low to watch for any infusion related reactions, and then gradually it can be increased as per the order. Do not ignore any complaints of the patient. We should be never advising the patient like we have just started, wait for some time, it will eventually settle. So do not do such things. If the patient is having any complaints, we should pay attention to it and we should act upon it. Post infusion, observe the patient for any reaction. After immunotherapy, discharge may be planned the next day in case of first cycle, or the same day depending upon the patient's condition. Provide proper instructions regarding the next cycle due date and prior investigations to be carried. No specific dietary recommendations are there for patients who are there on immunotherapy. Now, management of TKI toxicities. TKI toxicity is one of the most important point of concern when it comes to targeted therapy, and these reactions that we may see, maybe when we see what are the reactions, we may feel those are very simple reactions, but when the person is there in TKI toxicities, these reactions are so severe that it becomes very difficult for the patient to manage. So for skin reaction, let's see what are the preventive measures. Existing areas, if there is any hyperkeratosis present, they should be softened and removed before we initiate the treatment. Emollients should be used liberally 3 times a day, which contain 10% of urea. Hot water bath to be avoided because extreme temperature will further worsen the condition. Non-fragranced and non-foaming skin products should be used. Hand sanitizers containing alcohols are to be avoided, and hands should be completely dried after washing. So there should not be wetness present. Sun exposure and unprotected cold exposure to be avoided. Friction to be avoided, and for this cotton socks and gloves can be used. For the treatment, preventive measures should continue. Emollient should contain 20 to 40% of urea when the skin reactions are already present. For preventive aspect, we said that 10% of urea should be present in the emollients. For the treatment purpose, we are using emollients, those are having 20 to 40% of urea. Moisturizers containing salicylic acid, ammonium lactate or alpha hydroxyl acid may be used to soften and exfoliate the hyperkeratotic areas. For severe reactions, topical treatments such as cortisone and 0.05 clobetasol are started. Oral treatment may be required if the patient is having severe pain on the rashes, and this can include pregabalin, and also in some cases opioids may be started. In severe cases, incision and drainage may be done for the blisters which are present. The next is diarrhea. In this for prevention, hand hygiene before meals is essential. Freshly prepared and non-spicy food to be provided. Maintain a diary to identify which food item is triggering the digestive problem. For treatment, caffeine, alcohol, spicy and fatty foods to be avoided. Consumption of banana, rice, potatoes, apple and probiotics will help. Lactulose dose reduction should be considered, because if the patient is having diarrhea and if the patient is continuously getting lactulose, it will furthermore worsen. Monitor and maintain fluid electrolyte imbalance. Intake output monitoring is very essential. Loperamide is added when dietary changes are of little help. Fatigue. For treatment, incorporate rest periods in patients' activities of daily living. For physically patients, daily exercises. For patients, daily exercise such as walking or weight bearing exercises can be given for physically fit patients. Encourage a nutritious diet and adequate hydration. Underlying conditions such as hypothyroidism, low testosterone in males, sleep dysfunction and emotional distress, anemia and depression should be evaluated and treated, because all these conditions are known to cause easy fatigue in the patients. Psychostimulants such as caffeine or modafinil can be used in severe cases. TKI dosing at night can reduce daytime fatigue. So if the patient is having for example, if patient is on erlotinib and if we are giving a morning dose or the afternoon dose and patient is experiencing fatigue, the same dose can be given at night time so that the patient has adequate rest, and then again in the morning he feels fresh. Nausea and vomiting. For the treatment purpose, chocolate, caffeine, alcohol and nicotine should be avoided. Metoclopramide and leosulfuride can be used before meals, and granisetron and ondansetron can be used with caution because potential interactions with TKI have been noted. Anorexia and weight loss. For prevention, appetite and weight loss is to be monitored in each cycle. Encourage nutritious diet. Nutritional supplements can be added to enhance the intake. Regular monitoring for blood investigations to assess any deficit. So the deficit can be corrected. Appetite stimulants such as dorabinol or magistrol acid can be used. That is, appetizer can be added to the regime. Underlying nausea should be treated so that the patient, when the nausea is eliminated, eventually it will improve the dietary intake. and in case of failure of dietary supplementation, parenteral nutrition will be considered. For hypertension, underlying hypertension should be treated before initiation of treatment. Regular monitoring of blood pressure, administration of antihypertensives as prescribed by cardiologist. Drugs are selected based on their interactions with TKIs. Diuretics can be used as indicated. Salt restricted and low fat diet and exercise and lifestyle modifications are essential like any other hypertensive patients. Health education. What are the health education that we will be given to giving the patients who are on TKIs? Potential infections. For potential infections, hand washings is the best policy. Well balanced nutrition, adequate rest and exercise, avoid alcohol and tobacco. Regarding sexual life and menstruation, patient has to be counseled that for patient may have amenorrhea for some time when the patient is on treatment, and sexual life also may be hampered because of the treatment and the side effects. Personal hygiene and oral hygiene is important because of chances of mucositis. Return to normal lifestyle, that is work, recreation, family and social life should be done slowly as the patient is tolerating. Follow-up is a very, very essential part and the patient has to continue with the treatment. Thank you. Whatever treatment modalities or the nursing interventions that we have seen in TKI toxicities, these are the common things that we are doing and we are explaining to the patients, but all these interventions have to be given more importance when it comes to TKIs, as we do the same with patients with hematological cancer. When we tell them about hygiene and all, the same way it has to be stressed upon to the patient and to the relatives who have, for whom we have started targeted therapy to avoid infections and the TKI toxicities. Thank you.